Well. Guess what? March is rolling right along. And what else is rolling right along? It is our continued series of the celebration of Women's HERstory Month. This is the second episode of a series that we are doing all month. The ladies keep rolling in, and we've got two gems on here this evening. Number one, we have Natalie Hicks, and of course, we have Jennifer Coney Shepherd. Our apologies because Stacey Davidson and Brandy Guyton could not be here this evening, so we're going to see if we can get them rescheduled. But we've got Jennifer and we've got Natalie, and it's your boy Willie Epting Jr., the gas bag extraordinaire. That is who I am, and that is what I do. I'm going to bring the ladies in here in just a second, but I think it is time to unveil the new intro for this episode. And we're going to bring the ladies in here in just a second. We're going to laugh. They might cry or they might make me cry. I'm known for crying on these shows. And then we're going to laugh again. And then we're going to encourage. And then we're going to get up out of here. So without further ado, let's go. Well, maybe not. Oh, you know what? I did the wrong thing. There it is right here. And here we are. We're back. And dope intro from the COO of the SBMG, none other than the better half, my better half, her better half. Well, no, she can't be her own better half. That would be me, but she's my better half. Anyway, Patrice Epting, thank you for that sterling, star-studded, whatever you want to call the intro. And I am done babbling. Let's go ahead and bring in the ladies. Up first, she is the her from sports from her perspective, Natalie Hicks. She and her husband Corey, they have the show on the Big Game Christian Sports Network. I call them the Martin and Pam of sports talk. She's a Cowboy fan, unfortunately for her. But I'm actually going to ask her some questions. I'm going to ask her some questions about that here in just a minute. But she's in the building. Natalie, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you? And thank you for celebrating Women's History Month. I like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. All right. And then, of course, she is one of the co-stars of Real Moms of the Shield, along with a whole bunch of other titles that she has with her son, Rashawn Gary, of course, and Jennifer Coney Shepherd. We just wrapped up season 2 of the Real Moms of the Shield. She's been gracious enough to put us on her schedule for the off season, and there she is in all her splendor. Hey, what's going on?
Nothing. I don't know if I'm busier off season or in season.
Well, it's been pretty busy the last couple days in the NFL in terms of free agency goes.
It has been crazy.
Yes, it has. And you know, my Raiders made a splash, so I'm really happy about that. How about the Packers making a big splash? My gosh, they just might go to the Super Bowl next year.
Oh, we're gonna do it. Why not? Okay, gotta be a team. Why not the Packers?
Yeah, they picked up my boy Josh Jacobs from the Raiders, and they picked up a couple other big names on the defensive side too. So the Packers are going to be something to reckon with in 2024. And then as far as the Cowboys,
why are we talking?
Why?
I mean, really.
Okay, so let's give a shout out to everybody out there that's watching us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and of course Twitter and LinkedIn too, for that matter. We appreciate you guys supporting the vision out there. Make sure you guys go out there and hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel, as well as follow us on Twitter, as we have just surpassed 13,000 followers there. still trying to make our mark in the Twitter universe, and we are continuing to do big things. So, ladies, let me first of all thank you guys, thank you both for taking time out of your busy schedules to do this. This is something that is near and dear to not just my heart, but to my wife's heart as well. And I actually see that she's watching. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Natalie says, "Hey, Patrice." And Jennifer says, "Hey, too." If you're still watching, so I don't know. She hears enough of my voice, and I don't blame her. But anyway, so let's get into this. I want to set the stage by saying that we're going to celebrate women. We're going to celebrate these two women and their accomplishments. We're going to talk about some things that might stir some feelings, and we're going to encourage they're going to encourage each other, and they're going to encourage me, but most importantly, you're going to encourage you out there watching, and that will be ultimately listening. So before we actually get into that, we're going to have a little fun first, or we're going to have a little fun throughout the show. It just might have some other emotions in there. But here's the thing, Jennifer, and I don't think I've ever asked you this, but I'm going to ask you this now.
Okay.
I want you to tell everybody out there that's watching, the millions, and The Rock means millions of fans watching around the world, a little known or a fact that little to no people know about Jennifer Coney Shepherd.
Well, I try, I always try and be an open book. So you know who I am. You either accept me or you don't. A little known facts.
A fun fact that little or no people know about.
I am studying to become an agent. That's a surprise because that's what I'm doing.
That's actually pretty cool. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because there's something that's been brewing in my mind in terms of agents, and I'm gonna need your help with it. You ain't gotta pay. I ain't asking you for no money. Don't worry about it. I'm not asking you for no money, but I'm gonna need your help with that at some point down the road.
And for me, there is nobody who could sell my child better than me.
That's right.
That's right. Do it. It's just not done. And I'm not going to go into the NFL and the crudiness of agencies, but there's a reason why I decided to do it.
Yes, because family have to watch family's back, and we all know that the NFL is one of the most cutthroat businesses in the history of civilization. All right, Natalie, give us a fun fact about Natalie that not too many people know about.
Besides loving sports and loving to shop, I am an only child.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. That's two things I did not know. Look, they say you have to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you, and I obviously have done that tonight. I had no clue after all this time. Well,
yeah.
Natalie, you took my heart because I'm a shopper too.
So that means we need to get together soon.
Yes, we do. Or maybe not. Maybe we don't need
yeah, maybe y'all don't need to get together. And that's too bad for the retailers and the wholesalers out there. But we will talk about that another time. So again, we are without Brandy and we're without Stacy. Stacy has been rescheduled. We'll see if we can reschedule Brandy. But we're gonna go ahead and get into the show because these ladies have accomplished so much and they are worthy to be celebrated. And that is what we're about to do. So I have some questions for y'all.
Okay. Bring them. I'm ready.
You ready? All right. So since you said you're ready, Natalie, we're gonna start with you first. How about that?
Okay.
I have this. I want to ask you this. What advice do you have for women who are struggling to find their voice and assert themselves in male-dominated spaces, whether it be at work, in relationships, or in leadership roles? And that question really is good for you and Jennifer, with her aspiring to be an agent, but with you, of course, in the media. So let's have it.
The one thing I say is don't let your voices get lost among others. Keep pushing and striving towards your goals. And once you achieve them, don't stop. Keep going. For me, wanting to work in a male dominated field of athletics, I definitely have to keep going and working extra hard. But the biggest thing is just don't let your voice get lost. You have a voice, use it. There are plenty of platforms out there for you to use your voice. Have at it.
Yes, and with the media, we've seen how nasty, for the lack of a better word, or as politely as I can put it, we've seen how nasty it can be to the female persuasion, and
That is so
I
true.
salute that. I salute that. All right, Jennifer, Agent Coney Shepherd.
I think that you have to be assertive.
Mhm.
You have to be. You cannot compromise. Um, your yes has to be your yes, and your no. You have to stand firm on your no. Um, and uh, you have to be knowledgeable, and you
Mhm.
have to be um, not so much opinionated, but you have to be strong in what you know and stand on it. So I have found that in doing a lot of other kind of negotiations business wise, I believe that that's how you have to get the respect of others, and you have to get that before you can go on. If they don't have that respect, if they look at you as a pretty face or a nice body, or she doesn't know exactly what she's talking about, you have to come with them with facts. You have to come with them with knowledge, and you have to earn their respect first. Men don't always have to get that respect first.
Mhm.
That's just what I found.
Good point.
And let me just go ahead and say what everybody might be thinking, that it is especially tougher for women of color in these types of roles,
Mm.
because it's not only just one minority, if you will, quote unquote, but it's two different types of minorities, with being a woman of color and being a woman, period. And
Hmm.
whether you agree or disagree with Nikki Haley said, if you want a man to do something, no. If you, what did she say? She said, if a man's gonna talk about doing it, a woman is going to actually get it done. So
I
keep
like
on
that.
keeping on. I'm paraphrasing because number one, my memory ain't what it once was, and she may have just said that yesterday, and I still don't remember. All right, good stuff, ladies. All right, so let's continue on. I need to ask you guys this. Let's go to Jennifer with this one because well, we're gonna alternate. This is just the two of you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I know, Jennifer, I know you've traveled a lot, but do you have a certain thing, whether it's travel or whatever, aside from being an agent, something that's on your bucket list that you want to kick off before you actually get up out of here?
I want to go to Africa.
Yes.
I want to do a safari. I want
Yes.
to. I want to like go to different. I want to travel Africa. Not travel, but I just want to do certain things. Go to villages, see everything I see on TV growing up. I want to immerse myself in Africa,
Mm-hmm.
Egypt as well.
Well, as a person that has been to Egypt,
Mhm.
I will tell you that it is 1,000,000% worth it.
Wow.
It is 1,000,000% worth it. And if I would encourage, if anybody can get over there, to get over there, because you learn so much, not just about the Egyptian kings or whatnot, but the family, the Holy Family, with Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. A lot of
Mhm.
stuff we learned while we were over there, so that's great stuff.
The
Now I want,
truth.
yes, the truth, not a truth, not
The
their
truth.
truth.
The
Don't
truth. Not
don't
not the truth as it was presented to us, but the truth.
please don't get
I,
me started.
I
Don't
want
get me
that.
started. I gotta repent after the show. I need to repent right now, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
All right, so And then the safari, I think that's dope. That's something I want to do as well.
Do that.
Maybe we can do a show from over there. Who knows? All right, Natalie.
Yes.
Bucket list item. What you got?
To obtain a leadership role in collegiate athletics. That is number one, ultimate, what I want to do.
Okay.
Not
And
necessarily being an athletic director, although
Mhm.
that would be great. I love the role of compliance in academic advising because I think those two kind of go hand in hand. And I think they're beneficial when you're talking about student athletes. Even with everything going on with the NILs and um, just everything going on right now with college athletics, I would love to work in that role because the one thing that needs to be stressed to a lot of athletes, they're students first.
Mhm.
And, even though they're playing in that role, football, basketball, anything can happen. And it does come to the end. You've got to have a future after that. So I just feel as though that's an important role that's needed within athletics, and I would love to do that.
Cool. What steps are you taking to make that bucket be kicked?
I am actually working on my master's right now in developmental and higher education. And once I finish that, I started working on a degree in sports administration at LSU. So I think I'm going to go back and instead of doing a bachelor's, just do a master's in sports administration. But hopefully by the end, easing into a role in working in college. I've worked a little bit, but my previous work has been in sports information. So this is kind of a switch from what I've done. But, I have some experience working in athletics, but wanting to get into a leadership role. That is top of the bucket list.
Top of the bucket list. So that means your bucket is overflowing with that particular item. Yes?
Yes,
Shake your head,
yes,
shake your head like this.
yes.
All right. Well, we already got the prayers in for that.
Thank
I
you.
I know you would do a phenomenal job in that because of your passion that you have regarding this and your love for especially women's college basketball and women's basketball
Yes,
period.
yes.
I know that there's a lot there for you. So we are wishing nothing but the best in that. All right.
Thank you.
Keeping on and keeping on. It's going to get a little real here in just a minute.
Okay.
So here we go. Um, how, Jennifer, do you
Mhm.
celebrate your achievements and milestones, both big and small, and acknowledge your worth and those accomplishments?
Shop. I deserve it. I get to the mall, go to the store. That's how I get it.
Oh,
It makes me happy.
that's not
Yes.
what I expected, but
It's,
okay.
There's nothing like that retail therapy when you
it's nothing.
achieve. Yeah, I have to agree. That is a that's a great way to celebrate.
Yeah.
Really?
I
I,
deserve
Gosh,
this. I
yes.
love this. I deserve it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
well, I mean,
You attain a goal and you reach that goal that you're trying to attain. Going
mhm,
and having that retail therapy after you do it,
Oh, it's a
glorious.
that's incentive to almost make you go out and achieve another goal.
right. It's euphoria. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yes.
Okay, and I'm not saying that nobody does or doesn't deserve it. All I'm saying is that I was just a little thrown off by that answer. That's all. I don't know,
What
but
I do?
I think I might have been expecting something a little deeper than that. But
Okay.
Well, and I was as I was going through the questions,
mhm.
that was the first answer that came to me. But I said, I don't know if that's what he wants. So I didn't write it down. But when she said, I'm like, she was reading my mind.
Well, and maybe I should have gave the caveat. Don't give me an answer that you think I want to hear. I number one,
Well, she did. She gave you an answer you didn't want to hear.
I mean,
You
that's
weren't
my
expecting
reward.
retail therapy.
That's my
no,
reward for accomplishing something. Oh, look what I did. Look what I got. Look what I finished. Look at
mhm,
my reward is to go and get in that car and go to the mall and get something that I absolutely love. And even if I shouldn't really afford it, I deserve it. Because look what I did.
Look what you did.
Look what I did.
And you know what? That reminds me of, and this, I'm going to backtrack for just a second because I didn't give my fun fact, but now I've said this a few more than a few times, so it should be pretty well known by now. But I have seen every episode of Saved by the Bell, both the college years and high school years, at least 10 times.
Wow.
And since y'all talked about shopping, there was Lisa Turtle who was on the show, Lark Voorhees, and she loved to go to the mall too. But she got to a point to where she didn't go to the mall. She had the mall come to her. So she had Amazon before everybody else did way back in the day.
Right.
Okay.
So
I remember that.
Another useless piece of information that has been released into the atmosphere as I continue to try to make my wife shake her head at me and wonder why. All right. So looking back over the past few years now, let's go back to you. And I'm going to get to a couple of them. Looking back over the past few years and the precedents that women have set, which one stands out to most of you? And I'm thinking like Caitlin Clark, she's now the all-time leading scorer in college basketball history. Not just women's college basketball, but college basketball history. And then of course you have Kamala Harris and so many others, Ketanji Jackson, all the precedents that we've seen out there. Which one of those stands out to you the most?
Well, if I have to point out one, it would definitely have to be, of course, being that I'm a lover of sports, attending the Final Four last year and seeing that so many people were interested in the women's Final Four more than they were the men's Final Four. Being that the women's ticket was the hottest ticket in town, and you could get the men's ticket for about $50 and go to their game. And I watched a clip the other day, not to get off topic, and I think it was Kevin. Oh gosh, I can see his face. Garnett. He has a podcast with I can see his face. Last name Perkins, played with the Celtics.
Oh, Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins. No, not him. Oh gosh.
Sam Perkins? He didn't play with the Celtics.
Not Perkins.
Oh, it's not Perkins.
At any rate, they were talking, and Kevin Garnett asked him, do you know any of the male players in the NCAA men's tournament, or in it, Duke, North Carolina? Who are the players? And they sat there for a while. They're like, I really can't name that many. But then they said, name some of the women's players. Oh, they started naming Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. You can list them, and you can list about 5 or 6. That's what I love. That's what I'm loving, because for so long, women have been pushed to the back. We are here. We have arrived, and we are forced to be dealt with. And I think we showed y'all that on Sunday.
And you know what's funny about that is because I feel the exact same way. I have not watched a college basketball game, and I don't know, men's that is, and I don't know how long.
I haven't either.
And it's I have my reasons as to why, which we won't talk about in this show, but it's crazy. And I think it has hurt the game to a degree, along with everything else that's going on. Exactly. All right, JCS. And I don't mean CBS or
you know what? For me, it's how do you pronounce her name? Ketanji Brown.
Yeah.
I was so taken back in a positive way when she went, they were questioning her, and she stayed firm, she was steadfast, and she didn't walk back. She was positive, she was assertive. She's the first Black Supreme Court justice, and that is a beautiful thing. And I admire her because her work came from a lot of her work, hard work. Nothing was given to her. She earned everything. She worked hard. It wasn't nepotism. It was on her own sweat and blood, and I admire her.
Mm-hmm.
I do too.
Yeah, I think I think that one stands out. As a matter of fact, in the last episode, that her name came up,
Mm.
and the thing is that she is more qualified than anybody else on that bench.
Yes.
And for them to do her the way that they tried to do her by saying, "Oh, she's qualified, but I just can't support her as a person as a
As a
justice."
justice.
I mean, like, can you be any more blatantly male chauvinistic and or racist
And racist.
at the same time? I mean, like, seriously. Um, and you know, there's others out there, of course, you know, in the world of sports. Baseball has seen its first female general manager right here in
Correct.
Dallas with Cynthia for the Mavs,
Correct.
Natalie.
Even with the
That's
Raiders.
with the Raiders. So
Mhm.
all of that is great, and that's the reason why we are here. I wish we could do a show on it every day. We're not that big
Me
yet.
too.
We're not that big yet. All right. So let's continue on. I know you guys are proud of a lot of things, but what
Mhm.
one thing that kind of sticks out more than the rest, if you can, that has occurred or that you have done in your life that you're most proud of, Jennifer?
Because I'm a mom, I have raised two of the most amazing kids. My daughter, she is a great mother.
Mm-hmm.
She's also my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
She's a hard worker. She's motivated. She's never satisfied where she is in life, and she just works hard and she plans. And she has two sons, and she's an amazing mom. Like my grandson just graduated high school, and he's a great young man. You know, he's positive. He says, I don't want to go to college, I want to go to trade school.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he's getting his HVAC and plumbing certificate, and you know, all the things that he wants to do, she has set into place, and she's an amazing young woman. And I don't have to tell you about my son, Rashawn. Everything since he was a kid, he has strived to accomplish, he has accomplished. And of course, only by God's grace and mercy that he has enabled me to say, those are my kids and I raised them. And I'm so proud of them. Like, they're good citizens, they're good young Black people, and role models, even. And I think that's my biggest accomplishment. Speak of my biggest accomplishment.
Yeah, and while Jennifer takes that call, I'm thinking back to a commercial where her and Rashawn were in when he had graduated from. Was it a commercial or was it just a photo? Was it a photo? It may have been a promo for the NFL where you guys were just standing together taking a picture after he had gotten his degree from University of Michigan, and and all of the things that young man has accomplished. Not, I mean, I'm not even talking about on the field. I'm talking about off of it. Graduating from the University of Michigan Business School. I mean, that is phenomenal in itself.
And he's dyslexic.
That part, that was the one. Yes, he's dyslexic. So, man, he could have very easily said, you know what, I quit. Very easily.
He did. He did. But I said, no, you promised me that if you left school early to go to the NFL, that you would slowly get your degree.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, because he's a man of his word. And slowly, you know, the NFL does pay for you to get your degree if you did not finish. And so he took University of Michigan, was excellent. They set him up with courses, online courses, so he could take them on the off season. And it took him 3 years to get through that last year that he that he left early. So it took him 3 years to do it, but he did it, and I'm so proud of him.
That reminds me of a quote. It came out today, and Natalie, your story is coming up. Um, don't be concerned about finishing the race first. Just be concerned on finishing, and that's exactly.
Yeah.
Come on, Natalie. I know you got one. I know you got
Well,
several.
yeah, I probably have several, but um, I have to say for me, my best or my biggest accomplishment is me going back and finishing and getting my degree, so I can move on and get my master's and obtain that leadership role. So it was a long time coming. A lot of staying up late at night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and still getting up and going to work late, but I still went. But just getting it done was my big HERstory. So I'm proud of myself for sticking with it and getting it done. And it was funny, I finished during the summer and the fall semester was coming up, and I said, oh, well, what about my master's? So I had to kind of hurriedly and get letters of recommendation and get everything submitted, but I got in and even finished my first semester of grad school with a 4.0. So
Oh, congratulations.
that I have to say, to God be the glory, because it was definitely him. I have to definitely give him all the praise for that.
Hallelujah. And that look, one of the reasons why I feel like God has really given Patrice and I something with this project that we do every year
Mhm.
is to really celebrate what somebody else may think may not be that big of a deal, where somebody else may think, oh, that's a big deal. But at the end of the day, guess what? It's all a big deal.
It's all a big deal.
It's
It is.
all a big deal. So, you know what? I usually reserve this for the end of the show, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you now.
Yeah.
That's for both of y'all right now, not even the end of the show, but we are coming up on the end of the show. So I got like 3 more questions I'm going to get to you guys, and we're going to get up out of here. So here we are. We've talked about fun stuff. We talked about your accomplishments. We talked about what you do, both big and small, to celebrate. Here's a question that I want you, as your current self, what would a conversation sound like if you were talking to your 21-year-old self, Natalie?
I had to take a quote from my late father.
Uh-huh.
His quote to me all the time was, "Get off your do nothing and do something." That is what I would say to my 21-year-old self. When I was 21, I thought I knew everything, and I was lazy. So that was his quote to me all the time. So now when I stop and I don't do things that I need to get done, I tell myself that.
Pretty
So I would
simple.
tell my 21-year-old self that as well.
And you know what? As simple as it may sound, that takes a lot of work.
It does. It does. It does. As I've gotten older, if I could tell myself at 21 what I know now, yeah, get up, y'all, get up off your do nothing and do something. It's definitely what I need to tell myself.
All right, Jennifer, what would your current self tell your 21-year-old self?
All right. And I was thinking about that, and I got emotional, but it comes with the story.
Mm-hmm.
And mine is simply it's gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was, grew up, my mom and dad, suburban, my mom died of cancer when I was 13.
Oh.
A couple of years later, right when I was in the 8th grade, my mom died. When I was a junior in high school, my father had a heart attack and died.
Oh my gosh.
I had no grandparents. It was just like the 4 of us, my 4 siblings. I was the youngest. But the oldest was 19. We knew nothing. right? So the older people came in and sold the house and took the life insurance. And like I don't even know how sometimes I ate. Like I was alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I was it was hard. It was a hard, I'm going to say 15 years that I struggled. I went to jail. I got, it was just hard, you know. And nothing but the grace of God. And I just say the spirit of my parents um brought me to just get you, it's gonna be all right, you know. And I was driving in the car the other day and the music was pumping, and it was a beautiful day. And I'm like, I said to myself, look at me. Look at where I was and look at me. Like, I don't have a care in the world. And it's like, God, thank you for bringing me here. So, in my 21-year-old self, I wouldn't change my past for anything because it made me the woman that I am today. And I love me today. Like, I'm proud of me. But I've been through a lot. So, that 21-year-old, she'd be all right. I just have to let her know it's going to be all right.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's my, yeah, it's going to be all right.
See, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. You know, this is the thing. We've been doing the show for 2 years, and that has I would have never thought that would have been your story.
Oh. But I'm okay. Because once I
Yeah.
got myself together, I went to college and, you know, I had kids too early. But I was so blessed that I was able to hold them and I was able to grow with them. I went to college, I got my associates, I got my bachelor's, I got my master's, everything. I met a good man who I'm still married to 20 years later. Life is good. You know, my son is successful, my daughter is successful, I'm successful. And it couldn't, I don't want to be like on a religious thing, but it was the goodness of God that
Well, I can tell you
got
this
me
right
here.
now. I think you know me by now that we ain't gonna be ashamed to say his name. You know, it ain't about, it's not a quote unquote religious or spiritual thing. It is what it is that got us where we are. And it's okay.
Amen.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Okay, that wasn't a question that I thought that would get me a little emotional. So I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to ask the one that I thought that would, but I got to. I have to. And actually, Jennifer, you answered the question with this right here, and really both of you guys did. So I want to round out by saying this, or I want you guys to do this. Natalie, I need you to say something encouraging to Jennifer. And Jennifer, I need you to say something encouraging to Natalie. And when y'all both do that, you'll encourage the audiences out there. Plus, this fool right here that's got this hat on backwards like he's a 21-year-old kid. And then I want to say something behind that, and then we'll allow you guys to promote yourselves and what you're doing. And then we'll get up out of here. So, Natalie, take the floor, please.
Okay. To Jennifer, like you said, you told your 21-year-old self it's gonna be all right. It's gonna continue to be all right. And I'm gonna give you one of my favorite quotes, and it
Okay.
is from Shirley Chisholm. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring you a folding chair.
Yes, indeed.
I
Yes, indeed.
I I do the announcements at church, and I always do quotes at the end of them, and that one has just stuck with me. So I love it. You know, especially being in the world of athletics, which is a male dominated world. I know they may not have a seat for me at the table. So for me, that one sticks out because if they don't have a chair for me, I'll bring my own.
Very good. And that is encouraging. Um, That's that's the perfect segue to get ready to close out a show. All right, Jennifer. I mean, I don't know if you can beat your own story, but I'm gonna ask you to try.
Um, well, Natalie, I just want to say that your determination to get your degree, your determination to want to help um, younger athletes to with the academia is a beautiful thing. So I just wish you all the success. You what
Thank you.
I am let me just say um impressed with your 4.0. So I'll just know that you're going to accomplish every little thing that you set yourself to do. And I wish you so much luck and success.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I appreciate that. Keep me in
All right,
prayer.
all right, and
Will do.
let me just say this to both you guys because it really kind of hinges on both on. I'm throwing stuff at myself. It kind of hinges on what both you guys have said. Natalie, I love that quote about the seat at the table. I have one that mirrors that, and I've told Jose Trevino this, catcher for the New York Yankees, right? I've told him the same thing. I said, look, man, if they don't let you in the front door, you go around the back and climb in a window.
I like it.
You get
I
in any
like
way you
that.
can.
You get in any way
Exactly.
you can. And for you,
Exactly.
Jennifer, that story that you just gave us the Cliff Notes version of, that's a SBS in itself. That's a shake backstory for real. And that is the reason why this group, this network was created for stories like that. And I appreciate you being transparent enough, being real enough, being candid enough to voice that on these airwaves for the millions. And The Rock means millions of fans all over the world. So yeah, it's been a dope show. Once again, I appreciate you guys. Natalie, you got some
Yeah.
stuff to give out. How I know you got a lot going on, so let's talk about it.
Yes. You can definitely listen to the show. We're on the BGC Sports Network. We air on Saturdays and Sundays. We're on the 10s and the 2s on BGC Sports 1. The 11s, no, that's wrong. I'm on 10s and 4s and 11s and 5s. I guess I'm so excited from this show. But definitely you can follow us on Facebook, Sports from Her Perspective. We're on the X at Sports from Her.
No, no, no,
As
no, no.
well, we're
We don't say X on this show.
oh gosh.
Yeah, we don't
What
say
do you
X. We say
what do
Twitter.
you say? You
We
say
say Twitter.
Twitter. Okay. So funny story. Corey doesn't want to call it X either. He just says that Twitter thing.
Mm-hmm.
So and then you can also find us on Instagram, Sports from Her Perspective. Definitely would love you to tune in. This week we will be talking women's basketball. We will be
Mm-hmm.
talking SEC championship. We will be talking that final game. And the coach's comments. I've got to address that.
Oh, yes, of course. And
Yes.
if you're looking for some entertaining, yet combative, yet loving sports talk between two people who love each other but hate each other at the same time and live in the same household, you guys need to tune in because they go at it, especially when the Cowboys and the 49ers play.
Oh
it's,
yes.
it's we got a show that's called a show enough divided. That should be y'all segment, a house divided whenever they play. All right,
Yes.
Jennifer,
It's a house
bring it
divided on a lot of things.
right. Bring it on, Jennifer.
What? What was I
I don't
supposed to be
know.
doing? I,
Whatever you wanted to promote.
I just want to promote happiness. I just want to promote good health. There we go. Good health. I have to tell you that I have lost 30 pounds, and I'm just on.
Oh wow.
I'm going to go out about 9:30 to Planet Fitness, and I'm going to work out. And I take um, my doctor. I went to my endocrinologist today, my diabetes doctor, and he has taken me off a medication. So I just want to live longer. I just want to be healthy. You know, as I'm getting older, I am going to be 60 this year, and I just want to feel and look like I want to look, and you know, I want my body to feel as good as I look. You know, and yeah, that's what I'm just promoting good health.
There it is. And there's nothing better than promoting good health, whether it's
all.
physical or whether it's women. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the screen. It says women, whether it's physical or mental. I'm dumb. All right. Couple of social media comments out here on Instagram. DCBL. That, of course, is Lulu, the Cowboy fan. She said, woohoo, Cowboys. And then Dancing in the Wind. Y'all
Well, what
might
about them Packers, Lulu?
Yeah, she don't want to talk about that. She don't want to talk about that. And then Dancing in the Wind. Y'all might know her as Patrice Epting. She says, women, women, women. And she says, hey. And then she says, shop. I love it. Okay, that means my bank account is about to be missing some dollars.
Go shopping.
Yes. Patrice, call me.
Oh my god. Okay, we got to get out of here. It's time to end the show because this is not going according to the plan that I had. So it is time for us to go. All right. For Natalie, for Jennifer, this is Willie. This has been another episode of Celebration of Women's History Month as the horns from Eve is playing in the background. Just like Jennifer said, y'all take care of your health, take care of your mental. As Natalie said, everything, get off your do nothing and do something, and everything's going to be all right. So we'll holler at y'all again real soon. Next episode will be coming up on Thursday, live all over the platforms. Make sure y'all check in for that. With that being said, we'll holler at y'all later. We out. Peace.
We out. Bye-bye.
Bye.